It was the last day for me with my brother in the Netherlands, and it started exactly like the first one began. Broski had ordered something online. This boy is spoiling himself.
What did you get now? Again, this boy is here once a day, like getting some packages. Amazing. What kind of shoes?
Just I needed new white Air Forces, but I accidentally ordered two, so I have to send one back. And the other thing is just thing for my skin.
We started the day with some light workouts, and I was really happy that I could do it with my brother, because we never really had the time to train together. I remember years ago how I saw my brother for the first time, a little skinny boy sitting on the couch of my uncle. He reminded me so much of myself when I was in his age. And look at him now, big boy turned into a beast. Sport has always been a big part of my own personal life, and I'm happy it's a part of his too. It's not only a physical challenge that keeps you growing consistently. It's more so something to keep your mind focused on one thing, even though you might not want to do the work today. I can personally say I'm back on track, and I'm motivated to keep on going in this pace.
How often a week?
3 to 4 times a week.
See what that does? See that? It's in the genetics. Bisschen Training draußen. Mit dem Bruderherz. Richtige Maschine geworden. Look at him. He turned into a beast. This is crazy. Very different from when the last time we were training here, 2 years ago or something. He's a different boy. Different kind of species.
My brother and me decided to get some snacks from the local supermarket and just sat in the car and talked about life.
Beginning of 30 or end 20. I think 30. She has 2 daughters. One was 5 years old, the other is younger. It's nice to have family members where you can talk Dutch to, you know?
When you're not always the kind of outsider, you know, the other outsiders kind of. It's for me like the ones in Germany, in Munich.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I was so shocked.
You talk to the guys well.
I rode with him.
I rode with, I don't know what they mean.
Samantha? They're like us sometimes, sure. She always goes to basketball games. He trains, I see him in the gym, and he photography a lot. He reminds me of you in a way. I don't know. I see a lot of similarities.
My brother has always been rather the quiet kind, but very thoughtful, because when he says something, it mostly makes sense. We might have very different personalities, but so much things in common. We might not have shared the same history and the same upbringing, but certain things our father has left in us is stronger than any upbringing or any conditioning, no matter in which country we both grew up in.
Have you rode with them?
So long. No. So Lars was in Holland when I was born. And I remember Mom was on the way to the hospital to what was with Jos and Dad, or Solange and Dad, I think they were on the way to the hospital, and then I don't know, somebody didn't really drive that good, and then Mom said, scoot over, I will just drive myself.
Wow. Did she?
Yeah.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That says so much. Oh my God. That says a lot, man. Who was driving? Well, it can't be Dad.
Probably Dad wasn't that good of a driver, so...
I don't know. Did Dad have a driver's license here? He had one. You think he wasn't that good of a driver, or?
Jos didn't have one for sure, so...
Nah, never. They would never give.
I'm happy I could travel to Rwanda with my brother last year in July, and to see him being interested in the culture of his father. He might not be talking about it much, but I can see it working in himself. Since my father spent his last years in the Netherlands close to Amsterdam, I always had a strong connection to this place, even before I knew I had a brother.
Guys, you will not believe what they call Dutch language is one of a kind. You will not believe how they call the radar flashlight. In Germany, we say Blitzer. Yeah? So Kami's phone just made a strange sound, and I'm like, what is that? It's like for radar? And he's like, yeah, for Flitzer. And I'm like, what did you say? With an F. Because it's a flashlight, so it's a Flitzer. You know what Flitzer means in German?
No.
It's these people that run on the football stadium on the field naked.
Streakers.
How do
That's the English word.
You call them streakers?
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's the English word also.
Okay, I didn't know that. But you know, like the ones that pull blank, naked, and just run through the stadium, and then they get tackled. Yeah, we call them Flitzer.
Since my father hadn't
That's
lived
how
with
you
my
call
brother
your
and his
radar
mom in the
pictures.
last years
You
before he
also said
passed,
guy, and
I
guy
never
is
really knew
more
where he
Dutch.
stayed.
It means the same in German.
Oh.
It means the same. The guy means horny. Ik ben geil. Geile Mädchen, like a Mädchen. We just use it in a different context now.
So my brother had done some
Nice.
research in the last year, and we finally had an
A
address.
Flitzer!
Have you heard this one?
Okay.
He also wrote SOS from
It's more classic.
Leon Thomas.
My father died when I was 18 years old and just about to finish school. I remember my uncle leaving a message on my mother's mailbox that something had happened. I had never really wanted to know the details or asked myself how the incident really occurred. But to see the place he lived in the last years before he passed away kind of seemed important to me.
Also like Drake.
We only had a screenshot of a local news station that had investigated on that case. At first we didn't really seem to find it because everything seemed so similar. Once we found a house and we were really certain it could be it, but then we noticed that the background didn't match our screenshot.
I think it's this one, right? So it must have been
Either they built it later. Yeah.
Wait.
Seems like we found it, guys. Crazy. Nothing really looked familiar. And we're about to leave, but we said we're gonna drive around the corner, just look if we find it, and then, because we only have a news sequence with a picture, and now we found it. The door looks the same, the house is the same, just the colors have changed.
We were just about to leave and drove around the corner as my brother spotted a door that looked exactly like the one in the news. It feels crazy to be here after all those years, knowing my father used to walk these roads and live in this house. My brother also shared some more personal information about my father that I hadn't known all those years. Being here right now doesn't really feel like looking for answers. It's more a closure that I have been looking for in the last couple of years.
We will see if we can add like a weekend or something in between. I don't really know how my next month looked like. Definitely for the next, well, I'm going to Egypt, but only for 2 weeks.
On the way to Amsterdam, I took a night bus because it was the cheapest and the smartest connection. But on the way back, I decided to take the train because time is money and I didn't want it to ride for 8 hours back to Frankfurt. Who could have known what was waiting for me?
At this moment, if we have more information, we will inform you as soon as possible. I repeat, for information due to children's on the track, we can't depart. We can't continue our journey at this moment. If we have more information, we will as soon as possible.
I took the expensive option for nothing. But I'm used to it, so remember the name Deutsche Bahn when you come to Germany. And always think about if you might have better options.
Guys, I swear I hate this German train company so much. I choose to take the train one time in my life from Amsterdam because I normally don't see me paying these crazy prices, so I said fuck it. Time is money. I take the train, which should be like, I don't know, almost 4 hours ride. Should arrive at 10:30. It is 10 past 10 And now they're telling us we're gonna have a delay from 140 minutes. So instead of arriving at 10:30, I'm arriving, I don't know, 10 to 1 in the night. This is ridiculous, I swear. There's nothing I hate, of course not, it's life. But when it comes to the German train, German ICE, guys, if you think Germany is working out the way it should be, that is old Germany, guys. People holding on to a system that has long broken down. What the fuck, where are we? Can't be that far anymore. Actually, it says we should arrive at 17 minutes past 12 at the airport. We didn't even touch the airport yet, and it's way past 1 now. I'm taking it with you, man. I will arrive one day. Okay, I just asked the people working in the train themselves. They don't know. They said half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. This is ridiculous, guys, man. From 10:30 to 2 o'clock in the night, I'll get my money back. If there's one company that describes this country in any way, then it's the Deutsche Bahn. Remember this. When you hear this word somewhere, just run. It's fucking 1:15. And they still show me that the train should arrive at 10:30. It's bullshit. 3.5 fucking hours later. This is incredible. For what? 100 euros for what, guys? Never pay a train again. In my life, I promise. In Germany, I'm not paying one single train. They can take me to the police, they can argue with me, they can start fights. You guys are not getting a single penny of me anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, next stop is now the final destination, our train, Frankfurt Main Station, on track number 18. We would like to say goodbye to all passengers leaving us. Thank you for choosing the Deutsche Bahn. Take care.
It was a lovely weekend, ended with a crazy day.
Finally, we made it back to Frankfurt Central Station, and I headed to the subway to head back home.
What shall I say, guys? It's not stopping.
Why did I expect anything different? I was just happy to be back in Frankfurt and couldn't wait to fall into my bed and have a good sleep.
We made it home, guys. Hours later, the birds are already waking up.